50.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवायाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवायाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवायाम। Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the Sammam Bonam, chapter 85, Lord Krishna instructs Vasudeva, text 50. Ita etan praneshyamo matru shoka anupattaye matru shoka anupattaye tatah shapad vinirmukta lokam yasyanti vivarja vrijvaraha. Ita etan pranashyamo. Ita etan pranashyamo. Matrushokanupattaye. Matrushokanupattaye. Tatah shapad vinirmukta. Tatah shapad vinirmukta. Lokam yasyanti vijvaraha. Lokam yasyanti vijvaraha. Ita etan pranashyamo. Matrushokanupattaye. Tatasya shapat vinirmukta. Lokam yasyanti vijvaraha. Ita etan praneshyama. Matrushokanupattaye. Tatassapat vinirmukta. Lokam yasyanti vijvaraha. Ita etan praneshyamo. Matrushokanupattaye. Tatassapat vinirmukta. Lokam yasyanti vijvaraha. ita etan pranashyamo. Mothers, ita from here, etan them, pranashyama, we wish to take, matre, matru of their mother, shoka, lamentation, apanutaya, no, it's apanutaye, in order to dispel. Tataha, then, shapat, from their curse. Vinirmuktaha, freed. Lokam, to their own planet of the demigods. Yasyanti, they will go. Vijvaraha, relieved of their feverish condition. What is the use of that? Translation. We wish to take them from this place to dispel their mother's sorrow. Then released from their curse and free from all suffering, they will return to their home in heaven. Please repeat. We wish to take them from this place to dispel their mother's sorrow. Then released from their curse and free from all sufferings, they will return to their home in heaven. As pointed out by Srila Prabhupada in his purports to chapter 2, text 5 and 8 of this canto, this purport, as pointed out by Srila Prabhupada in his purports to chapter 2, text 5 and 8 of this canto, Marichi's sons were condemned for their offense against Lord Brahma, and in addition, Hiranyakasipu once cursed them to be killed by their own father in a future life. This curse was fulfilled by Vasudeva's letting Kamsa murder them one by one. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desitarine Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Styapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Gadadi Swapatantikam Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, as you all know, Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dandamoha vinirmukta bhajante mam dadavrata. Krishna says that Trudhavrata means undeviatingly engaged in devotional service. Our mind is going here and there and everywhere, and our attention is wandering. But we are also trying to do devotional service. But Krishna says this is all due to sinful activities and their effects. And it is very, very, very much. It is as if like on the back of the spirit soul, there is a mountain which is million times bigger than Himalayas. How can you move? You cannot move. Oh, what is there? Oh, your sins. Unlimited sins are there. And so the living entity is suffering. And that suffering is, of course, that the sins separate him from Krishna, and that separation is manifest as being in this external world, material world. That is all suffering, but he does not know. He is thinking, this is the world, I must live here and I must make happiness. So, a conditioned soul, sinful entity, which, like me, I cannot know the nature of my suffering. And therefore, I work hard. I think that my activities will mitigate my suffering, but it will only increase it. So, as a result, it is many-faced. Although I may think that I am focused in Krishna consciousness, if I really examine, it's, maybe in a day, hardly 1 minute put together, even less than that, I am Krishna conscious. You see? So that uninterrupted, ahaituki apratihata, yaya atma suprasidati, causeless and uninterrupted. You see? When it is causeless, it will never be interrupted. Isn't it? Just like if you are going to see the chief minister because you want something from him, you will go only as long as that you want to get that. Once you get it, you may not go to him. But if you want to see him and be with him, then you will always do it. So approaching Krishna out of love is not an ordinary thing. And this sun has sinful activities, they are in so many ways. So here are some souls who were actually given the opportunity to be demigods in Marichis, in a previous Manvantara, the first Manvantara, and they were born as sons of Marichi, a great sage, and they were demigods. But still, when they saw Brahma engaging in an act that they thought was illicit, then they criticized mentally and also they laughed. So they had to suffer the reactions. These are very, very, very advanced people who just did one activity and then they were also born. They were born as sons of Hiranyakasipu, then they were born for Kalanemi, then they were born to Vasudeva. So even though it's all very, very high births, not ordinary to be sons of Hiranyakasipu like that. Finally, then Mother Devaki said, I want to see those sons. Then Krishna, of course, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he went and brought them and he will, then Krishna said, already he says in this verse, they will see their mother and then they will go back to their heavenly planets. So, but somebody like me, there is only sins. There is nothing else. So the result of sins is ignorance. Because before reading Prabhupada's books. We were all ignorant. We didn't know anything. You see? So, that effect of sin is very deep. It cannot go easily. Cannot go easily. So when Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayisyami masuchaha, that is not to be understood as, oh, I'm sinful, and then Krishna will lift my sins, then I'll become happy and I am devoted. No. That is not, that is okay. That is one level of meaning. There are, one can understand Bhagavad Gita at many, many different levels. But devotees, they understand Bhagavad Gita in a special way. Therefore, one must hear from devotees, not somebody like me. But at least I am saying that devotees have special understanding. When Prabhupada is explaining Bhagavad Gita, it's very unique. So, when Krishna says Sarvadharman Parityaja, what he is saying basically, one meaning, there are unlimited meanings. It's not that this is the only meaning. And this may not even be the major meaning coming from me, but the point is that Krishna is saying that all your sins, they are keeping you from coming to me. And normally, you have to perform unlimited births, you have to do prayaschitta in order to be free of those sins, and only then you can actually do service to me. Yesham tu antakatam papam jananam. Only if you become free from all sinful activities, the sum total of which is manifest as subtle and gross body, unless you get rid of it completely, there is no way you can do devotional service to Krishna. Isn't it? But Krishna says, if you can surrender to me, then you don't have to go through any other process of purification. In other words, to come out of the sinful activities like these sons of, these are brothers of Krishna in this appearance. So, they had to undergo so much of suffering. Because being away from Krishna is suffering. So they were, from the heavenly planets, they fell down and they were fallen by, sons of Hiranyakasipu. Then they actually were born in the womb of Mother Devaki. And then they were killed by their own father because of another curse. Unlimited. In this way it's happening. So Krishna says, what is that verse? Gahana hi karmani, something like that. Gahana karmano gatihi atra kavayorapi mohita. Kim karma, kim akarma, atra kavayorapi mohita. Gahana api. Gahana means, from Gahara comes, in the word Gahara comes from that. So Gahana means very deep. Is gati, karma's path is very deep for every living entity, very, very deep. Untold trillions of lifetimes of sins I am carrying. Now, chances are not there. And what is to be done, what is not to be done, even the great sages cannot tell you. Because if you do one thing to get rid of one karma, another karma will affect that. Somebody said, you do this puja, and you do, oh, when you did this puja previously, the demigod of this puja, you had, committed something in another life, therefore this puja will not come. And then for that I do prayaschitta, no, that will come. Aisa hota hai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Radha Ras Bihari ki jai, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Lalita Vishaka ji ki jai. So, unlimited sinful lives we have, So this, Krishna says, one simple way you can overcome all of this is by surrendering to me. That surrender means sarvadharman parityaja. Then he says, oh, but for that you have to be actually interested in service of Krishna. If you are interested in simply mitigating the sinful past lives, that is an offense. That's an offense. Therefore, for me to think that I've taken up this service, I'm chanting, I should not suffer. No, that is not possible. Krishna says, I will take you through unlimited mountains of sins. I'll take you through nicely. You will come out. Name bhakta pranashyati. Pratijanehi kaunteya. You inform the whole world that defeating is that you will not be defeated by your own karma. Just like Krishna in the battlefield of Mahabharat, Kurukshetra. Krishna was the charioteer for Arjuna, and driving a chariot it's a great art. Just like you have Formula-One driving. So that is not simple driving. I'm also driving, you're also driving in the street cars. Formula-One, you have to be expert. You have to have... Something is disturbing. I don't know, what was I saying? So Formula-One driving, very special. In that kind of Formula-One driving, they go, if the car, at some point it needs some tire change, there is a team there, and there is exactly 3 seconds, the whole tire, he'll pull in, and one team will immediately lift the car, another one, putting, they'll remove the nuts, and somebody else will remove it, somebody else will remove this one, somebody else put the new one. All 3 seconds is over and he's again back on the street. Or he wants gasoline and he comes. It's all highly professional. I mean, fools. They're just very important, but for them. But like that, driving the chariot of Arjuna is not a simple thing. Chalo. No, it's not. Krishna is a master of mystical powers. You see? There was a King Nala Maharaj, King Nala. He was, he had gotten a curse. It's all curse. Because of the curse only we get material bodies. Different curses, different sins. Our position is terrible. The people do not know. And we are going to read, and Krishna says, whoever explains this to my devotees, I am very pleased, because, anyway, we'll come to that. So, this entire incident is a description of how difficult it is for them. For Krishna came personally to deliver. Nalakubera, Krishna came to deliver. Ahalya, Krishna came to deliver her as Rama. Well, who is going to come to deliver me? Krishna is not going to take incarnation. Oh, Mr. Rasaraj Das is suffering now, let me take it. It's not possible, we cannot expect. You see? But Krishna says, the same guarantee is for everybody. Sarvadharman parityaja. I will personally take care of your sins. Same way, and more. Immediately, in one life, I will finish everything. Provided you surrender. That opportunity for surrender comes from a great Mahabhagavat like Prabhupada. Because he came and set up the movement. I don't know. Somebody just asked me before I came to the class, who is your guru? Just now, before the class. I said, you mean, whom am I initiated by? And said, yeah, who is your guru? No. You are initiated by somebody is one thing. Guru is Prabhupada. No, he said, I want to know whose disciple are you? I said, you don't understand. Initiation is something, it's a formality, Prabhupada said. Then Prabhupada is the guru, that is another thing. But are you a disciple? That is the thing. You don't become a disciple by taking initiation. You don't become a disciple by saying he is my guru. The first is in ISKCON, the second is in Ritviks. I don't know how I got into this topic, sorry. But it's very important. You cannot understand Sarvadharman Parityaja with all if you don't understand Siddhanta. So, Prabhupada is everybody's guru. You may be initiated by somebody, that's not important. But even saying Prabhupada is guru is not sufficient because you have to become his disciple. That means you have to follow. Prabhupada said disciples means discipline. So have you become a disciple? This is the question. Everybody is thinking, have you got a guru? No, you should become a disciple. The guru is there. It's a secret of bhakti. I don't know how I got into that. I was going in a nice direction. There's a disturbance, these things. If it's a disturbance even to the class, what to speak of life's devotional life. Siddhanta must be pakka. Anyway, so Krishna is saying, let me go back, whatever it was. So Krishna is saying, personally I am giving guarantee. That is the beauty of that verse. And that verse is made possible, this is the point I was making. By His divine grace, I see Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada has shown the whole world how to make use of this verse. You see? Put that verse, 1866. 1866, Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. Krishna says, if you surrender to me, I'll save you from all sinful activities. This body is a result of my sins, but I'm thinking it's something great. I'm very beautiful looking. Oh, this, that. You see? But when you see a camel, you know this camel is ugly. That's also a soul with a camel body. But the camel is thinking, I'm beautiful. Like that, you are thinking, I'm very beautiful, but for those who are in higher planets, we are ugly. And Mother Rukmini tells in her letter to Krishna that all these ugly demigods are all very beautiful, but they are also ugly. Ultimately, only Krishna is Sundara Purush. So we are in complete ignorance. So, this point that Krishna says, you can come out of everything by surrender. This is the unique message of Bhagavad Gita, nowhere available. Krishna is saying, you surrender to me. How to surrender? Karishye vachanam tava, Arjuna said. This is ISKCON, practical manifestation of 1864. Prabhupada is giving a chance for everybody. Where is the water? This is difference or same? Huh? Different. Can you give me this? Is there a glass? It's okay. No. Krishna is so Sarvadharman Paritijya. Arjuna, after hearing the instructions of Krishna, he said, Nashto moham, something smriti labdva, karishye vachanam tava. Oh, my illusion is gone, and I shall do what you say. So Prabhupada says, anyone who hears Bhagavad Gita must come to this conclusion, giving up everything else, I shall do what you say. So, I got overexcited. I think I shouldn't have. Anyway. But when the people read Bhagavad Gita, they cannot do that. They cannot say, I will give up everything and surrender. But when you read Prabhupada's books, so many people are saying, oh, I will take up Krishna consciousness. So they are able to then say, Karishe Vachanam Tava. That is called surrender. Of course, that's only the beginning of surrender. So, after saying Sarvadharman Parityaja, next verse, put the translation. Second verse, 1867, 66, 67, yeah. Let me get that verse. Amma. Idam te natapakshaya na bhaktya kadachana. Am I saying? This confidential knowledge of Sarvadharman Parityaja may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, not to me, one who is envious of me. So, we may not be austere, we may not be devoted, but Prabhupada gives a chance to everybody. You can engage in devotional service. And as soon as he created a movement in which if you engage in devotional service sincerely, then you have actually surrendered to Krishna. Oh, I was saying, and Krishna will take you out of this sins. How? Because he is an expert Sarathi. So this Maharaj Nala was a great king. He got a curse. He also got a curse like this. So then what happened, in the story towards the end, he is separated from his queen and all that, then he is going to see her. So that that is arranged, that queen is going to have another Swayamvara or something. Then one king goes and this fellow is in the king's employee and he is like a Sudra because of the curse. Then he says, there is no time, I just learnt. Because the king is, now I remember, the king of Nala's wife, Damayanti I think her name is, he was insisting she should marry and then she wanted to find the husband. So she said, tomorrow morning, today it was evening, 6 o'clock, and tomorrow morning is the Swayamvara in Bombay. Or just she gave 1 hour or something. And you know, all the kings, she knew that only her husband was capable of coming in that fast time. So if my husband is alive somewhere, he will come. So then this king in Ayodhya, he said that I want to go to that Swayamvara, but how can we go? There is no time. Nala says it's like going from Delhi to Bombay in a chariot. How is it? So he said, I will take you. So then he is going and the king is sleeping and Nala is driving. Nala is such an expert driver. And suddenly the king's Uttiriyam, which is a very expensive, it blew away in the wind. The king said, stop the Rath. And Nala stopped. What happened? My Uttariya has gone out. Oh, when? Just 1 second ago. Forget it. Kya hua? No, we have travelled 20,000 miles in 1 second. Oh, really? So that was Nala's expertise, that he could actually. So in the Mahabharata war, Krishna was going through these armies in his chariot like lightning. Arjuna can go anywhere and everywhere Krishna was driving. It was not like just he was sitting there and said, I am posing for a photo. Please take a photo, me on the chariot and a selfie with Arjuna. No. He is a master charioteer. There was nobody who could drive better than him. Charioteers are there. I think Mali, Krishna, Indra's charioteer, his name is Mali, I think. Like that, there are so many charioteers. Kaikeyi was herself an expert charioteer. Kaikeyi was an expert. So in once, Dasaratha was called by demigods to help them to fight. And Dasaratha went. I mean, today I'm in a storytelling mood. I don't tell normally stories. And Kaikeyi drove the chariot for him. And in the war, the axle, the opponents, they broke the axle of Dasaratha's chariot. Then Kaikeyi was driving the chariot with one hand, and she put one finger in the wheel, and so that the axle was broken, the wheel was still and Dasharatha won the war for demigods. Imagine what a great lady Kaikeyi is. Then Dasharatha told her, if you want, I'll give you 2 boons or 3 boons, whatever it is. How many? 2? 2. 2 boons I give you, you take whatever you want. She said, no, I'll take when I want. Rama used to play in Kaikeyi's palace much more than Kaushalya's palace. As soon as the morning 9 o'clock over, he will go to Masi's place. Kaikeyi was very loving to Rama. Then when Rama was very young, then he told Kaikeyi, can you do me a small favor? She said, for you I'll do anything. No, I'm going to ask you for something because of which nobody will name their children with your name. Kaikeyi said, doesn't matter, you ask whatever you want. And then Arjuna, what is his name? Lord Rama said that in the future, you should ask me to go to the forest and not be the king. Kaikeyi, how can I do that? Said, no, you should do it. For me, you should. Nobody else will do it. Only you love me. So she did it. You see? Because Lord Rama asked her to do it. क्या हुआ? क्लास हो गया? So, Lord Rama did that. So, anyway, the point is that Krishna was, so just as Krishna can drive the chariot, Krishna is saying, I can drive you, the soul, through all the labyrinth of your sins and I'll take you out. Krishna is so kind. So then in the next verse he says, and you don't know this verse. You don't know this verse. You are saying, but you don't understand. Why? Because Krishna says, one, I cannot read now. This confidential knowledge, can you read? Can you read? Read, Baba. Read.
This confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, nor to one who is envious of me.
So this is the secret of Bhagavad Gita, but we think like we know. This verse we cannot know. And Krishna says this verse is not to be explained. And in the next verse he says,
Translation.
for one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed at the end he will come back to me. So those who have become devotees, those who are taking up devotional service, to them this verse has to be explained. So, therefore Prabhupada writes, anyone who sins in the purport, anyone who tries to sincerely present Bhagavad Gita as it is, will advance in devotional activities and reach the pure devotional status of life. So, bodhayantas parasparam. So, my classes are for devotees. You see? I'm explaining this a little bit, what little extent I know. So, you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita by reading it. This has the secret behind it, Rajaguhyam, has to be explained. And what is that secret? I mean, there's so much to be learned. So you can do devotional service, but it's called Misra Bhakti if it's contaminated by other things. 849. So what is pure bhakti? There is no difference between bhakti and pure bhakti in the sense that bhakti is pure. That which is not pure is not bhakti. And the devotee knows that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. This can be understood at many different levels. First level, we think that I am the enjoyer. So the conditioned soul's problem is that I think I am the enjoyer. So when I understand Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, then I think that I'm the secondary enjoyer. I'm still thinking I should enjoy. So I'm doing devotional service, but I'm thinking enjoying. So when Prabhupada gives the example, stomach is the food should go to the stomach, the hand can feed, the mouth can swallow, but the stomach only can enjoy. So, but hand and feet, mouth, the whole body gets the energy. So I think that when I do devotional service, Krishna will enjoy and I will also enjoy. That is still Misra Bhakti. But in the real stage of pure bhakti, the soul there is no tinge of enjoyment. The enjoying tendency is completely gone. Then how does he enjoy devotional service? Because he gets the taste, swad, they say, I think, taste. So when he does devotional service to Krishna, it is pure, unmotivated. But the taste he gets from that is called bhakti. In the Nectar of Devotion, in the first paragraph in the book, Prabhupada writes, the taste that one derives from the performance of devotional activities is called bhakti. Only one who is tasting that can know Amrita, eternal. So the entire goal of bhakti, performing devotional activities, is to get that taste, love. And only for that love the soul is serving. They don't require anything at all. Anyway, that's a very deep process. And how to then get that taste? You see, I wanted to speak a lot, but now. How to get the taste called bhakti? You get the taste by removing the senses. These senses which we are thinking is the means for enjoyment, then we think the means for tapasya, then we think is a means for bhakti, they are actually hindering us. So when Krishna says, I'll take you out, he is taking you out of all these levels of perception. But we are thinking that these senses which is covering me from getting the taste of existence, I'm thinking this is the means for enjoying existence. So the conditioned souls are in great illusion, and they are to understand the Bhagavad Gita very properly. So it is our duty to read the Bhagavad Gita along with doing devotional service, hear properly, understand, and also explain to others. That is called the preaching movement. Any questions or comments? हो गया, 9 हो गया.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada, it's, in Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, he writes that he made a differentiation between Bhakta and Bhagavata.
Bhakta
And Bhagavata.
Bhagavat.
So Srila Prabhupada writes, those who are performing occupational duties and giving the results to Krishna, they are known as Bhaktas.
Yeah.
And those who perform pure devotional service,
Those who?
those who are performing devotional service with love of Godhead,
Without?
with love of Godhead, they are called Bhagavats.
That's
Yeah.
in line with what I spoke, isn't it?
Yeah. My question is, these sons of Devaki, they were killed when they were in childhood, and then they were living in with Sutala planet.
No, but one thing you must know is that, anyway, finish this,
Sutala planet. So Krishna goes there, and how they are situated, and then in what kind of bodies they were brought, how Devaki recognized them, how this whole operation has taken place. I would like to know.
That's a long story. There is in Mahabharata there is description after Dhritarashtra went to the forest, when Pandavas went with all the queens, then Vedavyas came, and then they requested him, all the queens whose husbands and sons were all killed, we want to see them at least once. Then Vedavyas brings them back in the same body. Then he is asked, how could you do that? They are dead and gone. How could they? So, it's a long, we will discuss that another time. That's... stop here.
I have one more question.
No, that Mataji has some question. We'll take her. Only one question more. Yeah? Quick. I should not have gotten her. Yeah.
Prabhuji, thank you for your class. Just triggered many thoughts.
I'm not well, so finish the question fast.
Prabhuji, we spoke about building expertise. So I'm just asking a practical question. We spoke about building expertise. Let's say we say
I
expertise.
can't hear you.
We spoke about building expertise.
I spoke about?
We addressed building expertise. Expertise, like Arjuna was an expert. So let's say in material life, people are experts in material topics. So does the process of trying to be an expert, by following that, can you get closer to Krishna? I mean, one thing, that may be a separate thing, you give your results to Krishna.
What is the question? Yeah.
No, my question is, can the...
By trying to become an expert in material life, can I get Krishna? Is that your question?
Yeah, but by following a process of becoming an expert, because there is a certain satisfaction and strength one experiences. One tries to become an expert in,
What
maybe
is
that
the
subject
question?
is not directly
What is the question?
My question is, can can there be a process of building expertise which gets you closer to being Krishna?
See, the problem is the microphone is not clear at all.
Probably it's okay, I can ask separately.
You are
it's fine.
saying that can the process of becoming an expert help in advancing in Krishna
Yeah,
consciousness?
yeah,
Is that your question?
That is my question. Yes, thank you.
But are you saying about becoming expert in material life? Material activities? Huh? Material? What's the next? Material subject. That's not possible. I don't know. I mean, these are all very general questions. Ultimately, speaker speaks, you have to hear, that's all. There is no need for questioning. Whatever is there is. So, material subject matter, you can ask a question, if I study some material topic deeply enough, will I come to Krishna? You can ask like that. And the answer is yes, but it is only if that is given to you by authorized authority. You cannot say, now I am going to become an expert in this or that, and that way I will find Krishna. But if Prabhupada gives an instruction, and if you do that expertly, then yes, you will come to know Krishna. So, what we have to become an expert in has to be fixed by the authority. Not anybody and everybody, one who is actually the bona fide authority. I hope I answered your question. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Is the room open? Is the room open? Go and open the room, idiot. Just take this and go to the room.